Hi, I'm Jason from the company Blockout Blinds, and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Today I'm here to talk to you about the different types of awnings and where you would use them and in what situations. So let's have a look at the first picture I have here, and this is a picture of your standard everyday automatic awning. These have been around for a long time and they haven't changed too much over the years. These would be the awnings that we sell the most of, and they're really designed to go on your window in a situation where you can either reach it to put it up and down, or in a situation where it's not too high and you can operate it and pull it up and down with a pole. That's the main way you would operate those. The second type of awning we have are called a spring roller. And what these pretty much are they're exactly the same as an automatic awning, except they no longer have the guides running up and down the sides. So what these do is they roll down and you clip them into clips on the ground to hold them into position. And as you can see in this picture, there's 3 or 4 mesh charcoal blinds in between the poles of a pergola. And so what we do there is we pull the blind down, we clip it on the left, clip it on the right, and that would hold it into position. So you might want to use these in situations where you don't want to have the guides because they might look ugly, or there may simply not be a place to put the guides. So they can be operated 2 ways as well. So the one you see there is clipped down and it's held it's operated by a spring. So once you unclip it, the spring will lift the blind up. If you were to let go of the blind suddenly, it would zip up quite quickly. On this next picture here, you can see sort of the heritage red mesh spring rollers. Now these are on a sort of a circular window, and because there was nowhere on the frame to put the guides that you would on a normal auto awning, here we have to do spring rollers. Once again, they're operated by a spring and they're simply pulled down and clipped at the bottom. This customer was not particularly concerned about putting them up and down too regularly. They mainly wanted to put them down, leave them down because the sun was absolutely killing them. If you move on to this next picture here, you'll see these green mesh spring roller awnings, except these ones are not operated by a spring. These have a more advanced gear and crank operation. What you'll see on the table there is a long white aluminium sort of rod, and that is used to reach up to the gear and crank, which you can see in the middle of the 2 blinds. So the way this works is you hook the crank on, you would wind the blind down, clip it in, and then you'd wind it up slightly to put a bit of tension back into the blind. The beauty of these is that they're much easier to operate, and because they're not spring controlled, once you undo the clips at the bottom, it doesn't spring up. You can just wind it up manually. So really good for those people that don't want to muck around trying to hold the blind while they put the clips at the bottom. Also, it's just a much better finish. The next type of awning we have is called a fixed guide. And in this picture here, you can see 4 charcoal canvas awnings. The 2 at the bottom are your normal automatic awnings, and the 2 at the top are fixed guides. Now, if they were a normal automatic awning on the top, it'd be way too high to reach up with a pole and operate. Even if you could reach it with the pole, you wouldn't be able to get enough leverage on the pole to operate them correctly. So a fixed guide is called a fixed guide because it has 2 guides down the side that are fixed into position, and the bottom rail of the awning has 2 runners that run up and down the guide. And the blind has a spring inside, which is always trying to lift the blind up. So hence, when we pull the blind down, we need a way of keeping it down. So these ones here, I believe, are motorised, so we can motorise the fixed guide ones. If we move on to this next photo here, you'll see a striped awning halfway through installation on top of on the 2nd story of a home. Now, of course, because you have the pitched roof below it, it's a bit impossible to reach up and control it. So if you look closely, this one has a pulley in the centre of the blind, And the way it's operated is by a rope connecting from the middle of the blind. It runs down to the pulley, runs back inside underneath the windowsill into the home. So when you're inside, you pull the rope and tie it off, and that lifts the blind up and down. So fixed guides are really only used on second stories or situations where you physically can't access the blind. We tend to sell more fixed guides as motorised as well. A lot of people don't like the ropes, so motorisation gets rid of the ropes and just more of a better operation. On this last picture here, you'll see that we have folding arm awning. Unlike the other awnings, the other three types of awnings are designed to go on your window and cover it completely, and are mainly to block the sun out directly from the window. Whereas a folding arm awning is designed more like a roof, something that you put out and you might sit underneath it on a table. So folding arm awning has a different functionality to the other three. Once again, they can be motorised or manually controlled, and they are a fantastic product. So there you have it. That's the four main types of awnings. Most people wouldn't realise what they are, but now you do, so you're informed, and when you're ready to buy awnings, you'll pretty much know exactly which type is required in your home. So thanks for listening, and until next time.